Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Today we're cooking something again from Instagram that I got inspired by, and I saw a post from Frantzén, a very famous restaurant in Stockholm, and they had made like a small tartlet filled with something and something on top that looked beautiful. So I read what it was, and it was a bechamel with cinnamon and calamansi, and on top was sweetbread, and there was a kombu, like angel hair, deep fat fried kombu. So I'm making my version of that. I'm going to try to make my version of that. I'm using some different ingredients, but in essence, that's what I'm going for. And as you know, if you follow the channel, I love sweetbread, so that's just an added bonus. But before we have a look at the ingredients, do me the favor, if you're not doing so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Check the bell icon to get notifications. Let's have a look. As you can see, I didn't manage to fit everything. So these are panko breadcrumbs, and we're gonna bread the sweetbread with those and deep fat fry them, but I'll put them to the side. Except for that, we have our sweetbread. It's not very much because I'm only making a small portion. We have some chive for decoration. We have a pastry thing that I did earlier. If you want to know how I do these, well, in a bigger form, but it's the same dough, I'll put the link here. It's basically a quiche recipe, I think it was, where I show how I make this. We have a leek, and this is what I'm using instead of kombu. So we're gonna really finely slice the leek and then deep fat fry it to get kind of angel's hair. For our bechamel, 30 grams of butter, 30 grams of flour, and 3 deciliters of milk. And we're gonna flavor the bechamel with the classics, nutmeg and salt, but also cinnamon and some zest of lemon and lime. I can't get calamansi here. If you know what it is, it's a citrus fruit from, I think, Indonesia. And it's supposed to taste like something in between orange, lemon, and lime. I never tried it myself, but I'm gonna replace it with lemon and lime. And that's basically it. We have some prep to do, so we'll start with the sweetbread, and then we'll cut the leek, chop the chives, and move over there and make the bechamel. But we'll start with the mise en place. We have our sweetbread, but before we start with them, I'm putting this back in the oven, but only at 50 degrees to keep it a bit warm. And all you want to do is to kind of get rid of this. I hope you can see it here, but the kind of skin. Sometimes you can try to get it finely with just your fingers. Don't necessarily need a knife. As you can see, we're separating it here. And this is what you want to get rid of, the membranes. And a lot of people, they say, oh, you have to boil them and then press them. But I don't think so. I think part of the beauty of sweetbread is the really fine texture, and I think that texture is kept best by not doing that. So we have to clean it a bit, but you get the drift. And once we cleaned everything, we'll continue. So see you in a little bit. And once you get it cleaned up, we're just gonna cut it into more manageable pieces. I put them straight into the panko flour, and they can basically stay there until we're ready to fry them. Now there's quite a fine line between removing too much and too little of the connective tissue. If you remove too much, they're just going to fall apart in like very, very small pieces. So you want to be a bit careful with that. I'm happy with that. So let's do the rest of the mise en place, the leek, the chives, and get some zest of the lime and the lemon. We'll start with the leek. We don't need that much. I'll cut it there. Cut it down the middle. It's easier to take out the middle part, and then we try to press down. And this is what you kind of want to end up with. We'll flour these as well before we cut them. We'll go through your leek. I think half of a half will be enough. So I'll see you once you're done with that. So we'll grab them, put them in flour. Try it so that they separate. And then that's ready for deep fat frying later. Now on with the chives. And the chives are just finely chopped. It's just for decoration. And that will be enough. Now let's zest the lemon and the lime. And we can just zest them straight onto a little plate. Scrape the rest off. And that's ready too, so we can move on to the stove, make the bechamel. So always our 30 grams of butter go in first. Now you don't want this really hot. I have it on like medium high. And now we first need to melt this, and then we add the flour and make like a roux, and then we add the milk. So our butter is nicely melted. Get a little bit of flour in there. And that's all of our 30 grams. I don't want this to color, but you want to whisk it a bit like this. It takes away some of the floury taste. And keep your milk ready. Now we add a bit of milk. And all of the milk. And now you want to whisk this to make sure that there's no lumps left in it. And that it thickens up nicely. We can already now season a little bit. I would do the final seasoning when it has reached the thickness it should. But just to get a little bit on the way there. And this is the addition, the cinnamon. Now we can give this a bit of a try. Missing a lot of salt, a lot of nutmeg. Some more salt. A bechamel should have power. It's also slowly starting to thicken up. Taste this again. It's slowly getting there. A bit more salt. As you can see, it's already getting quite thick, so we'll take it off the heat now. And I'll put this in the oven together with the crust, pie crust, and then keep it warm there. What we can do first is just to add the zest. So get all of that in there, and then just stir that. And now we keep it warm. I'm gonna do our angel's hair next. Just some deep fat frying oil, getting warm. So our oil is up to the right temperature. Make sure you shake off any excess flour. And that's about it. Take them and put them on a paper towel to dry off. Try to get everything out because we're going to use the same oil for the sweetbread. So we'll let the oil come back up to heat, and I'll see you in a minute or two. While we wait for the oil to get back up to heat again, I'm just showing you it's like French fries. You just want to salt them a bit and kind of toss them around in the salt. I'm going to put these in the oven to keep warm with the rest of the stuff. So we're ready to go back in with the sweetbread. And I salted these before. This will take about maybe 3 minutes. They're quite small. So, time to take them onto paper again. And then we're ready to plate up. To see you on the other side. Everything ready for plating. Well, before we go ahead with the plating, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you like. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button just down below. Hit it now. It helps me to increase the reach and to reach more people that are like you and enjoy shows like this. So thank you for that. And now let's plate up. Let's see if I can even pour maybe. And now for our sweetbread. Can't really fit all 5, so 4 go in. And to get a little bit more color, our chives. And actually grate some more lemon zest, just for decoration. And it tastes nice as well, but you already have it in the sauce. Pretty beautiful plate, I would say. Now let's give it a try. So let's dig in here. That's a pretty spectacular combination. It is not as beautiful as the one from Frantzén. He had some flowers on it and things like that. It probably doesn't taste as good, but he's the 3-star Guide Michelin chef in the top 50 restaurants of the world. And I'm just little me, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. The nice creaminess of the bechamel, but a little bit of acidity there from the lime and the lemon. Really good combination. Even the chives add not just decoration, but a bit of that nice chive taste. And these are great. Nicely salted and crunchy. What more can I say? That was today's dish. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe to the channel. hit that bell icon to get notifications. Leave a comment below, let me know what you thought, let me know what you want to see in the future, and hit that thumbs up button. If you do me all of those favors, I promise you I'll cook for you again. Thank you, take care, bye bye.